All right, ladies and gentlemen, call to order the regular meeting of November 19th, 2025. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Here.
Commissioner Beck?
He will not be with us this evening.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Here.
Commissioner Eversol?
Here.
Commissioner Graham? Commissioner Helton? Dr. Highlander? Dr. Mackey?
Here.
Commissioner Sharp?
Here.
Commissioner Shipley? Chairman Smith?
Here. Thank you. The invocation and pledge will be by Commissioner Beck, but he is not with us this evening. So if everybody would please rise, and I would like to introduce Pastor Brian Cosby from Wayside Presbyterian Church. So if you wouldn't mind coming to the podium to give our invocation.
Well, thank you so much for having me today, and giving that next week is Thanksgiving. I want to just share a couple thoughts about that here with you guys. From Psalm 100, it says, enter his gates with thanksgiving, his courts with praise. Give thanks to him, bless his name. For the Lord is good, his steadfast love endures forever, his faithfulness to all generations. And so this idea of gratitude, it grows when we slow down long enough to acknowledge what's actually going well. Even something like taking a few minutes each day to be thankful for those things that God has given us, those good conversations, maybe a moment of peace, maybe a close friend, a meal that you've enjoyed, something like that. But all of that can shape our own perspective. And those small recognitions kind of build a foundation for joy for us. A thankful spirit also protects the heart. It pushes back against worry, discouragement, and entitlement. When we focus on what God has done rather than what we fear or lack, our hearts become steadier and our faith grows stronger. Gratitude redirects our attention from the temporary troubles of the earth to the eternal promises of heaven. In challenging moments, practicing thankfulness doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means looking for steadying truth, support from a friend, lessons that are learned, personal growth or strength from the Lord. Gratitude helps us anchor our minds in what is still good instead of what feels overwhelming. And ultimately, being thankful is a daily choice. It softens the heart, brightens ordinary moments, and gives us the emotional strength to face life with hope. When we cultivate gratitude, we discover that peace and joy often grow in the very places that we choose to recognize and appreciate the good, and even the good in others. And so let us be a thankful people today. May God of all grace bless and keep you this day and forevermore. Amen.
Thank you. Better to face the flag, render the proper salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. So. All right, we had a presentation, but we will not be doing that today. We will postpone that to a future meeting. So with that, we have minutes needing entered and recorded for October 29th, 2025 recessed, October 29th, 2025 agenda, and November 5th, 2025 regular meeting. What's the will of the commission? All right, I've got a motion to approve by Commissioner Highlander, a second by Commissioner Eversol. No standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton?
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. All right. Reports. We have one report to be entered into the record. Is that correct, Madam Clerk?
Will do, Chairman.
Thank you, ma'am. Takes us to resolutions. We'll get started. Madam Clerk, please read 1125-16.
Resolution 1125-16, a resolution to approve and accept applications for notary public positions, the bonds and oaths of notaries previously elected, and the oaths of deputy sheriffs.
All right, I got a motion by Commissioner Eversol, second by Commissioner Graham. All right, so no standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker? Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton?
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Thank you. 1125-16 passes. Madam Clerk, 1125-17.
Resolution 1125-17, a resolution making an appropriation to Focus Point Children Academy in the amount of $1,000 from general fund travel discretionary monies as allotted to District 1.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Shipley. No lights, no one standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley? Chairman Smith?
Yes. 1125-17 passes. Madam Clerk, without objection, let's bundle 1125-18 and 1125-19, please.
Resolution 1125-18, a resolution to appoint one member to the Hamilton County Regional Health Council for a four-year term beginning November 19th, 2025 and ending November 19th, 2029. This resolution will appoint Amy Eldridge. Resolution 1125-19, a resolution to reappoint one member to the Hamilton County Regional Health Council for a four-year term beginning November 19th, 2025 and ending November 19th, 2029. This resolution will reappoint Erica Ballard.
Move to approve.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Chauncey, second by Commissioner Highlander. No lights, no standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. 1125-18 and 1125-19 pass. Madam Clerk, please read 1125-20.
Resolution 1125-20, a resolution to confirm the appointment by the county mayor of Sean Johnson as the Executive Director of Civil and Criminal Courts for Hamilton County.
Move to approve. Second.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Highlander, second by Commissioner Hilton. Lights, no one standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. 1125-20 passes. Mr. Johnson, congratulations. Thank you. Madam. All right, that ends resolutions for committee of the whole. We'll move on to our other committees. Up first, Public Safety Committee with Commissioner Beck. He is not here, so I will do his. Madam Clerk, there's one resolution, 1125-21, please.
Resolution 1125-21, a resolution approving the purchase of 4 ambulances and associated equipment amounting to a total of $1,342,479.72 for the Emergency Medical Services Department and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
Second.
All right, I got a motion by Commissioner Eversol, second by Commissioner Shipley. Lights, no standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Thank you. 1125-21 passes. That takes us to Health and Human Services Committee. Commissioner Baker, you have 2 resolutions beginning with 1125-22.
Please read 1125-22, please.
Resolution 1125-22, a resolution authorizing the county mayor on behalf of Hamilton County, Tennessee, the Health and Social Services Division operating as the Hamilton County Health Department to sign a contract with the Tennessee Department of Health in the amount of $12 million for the provision of dental care and primary care services to uninsured adults 19 to 64 years of age at the Homeless Healthcare Center for the time period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028.
Make a motion for approval.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Baker, second by Commissioner Graham. Lights, no standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Commissioner Mackey, do you have a light on that one, sir?
I do, sir. I don't want to impede the previous resolution, but given what is in the news about withholding funds from poor people and whatnot, what's going on in Hamilton County?
Meaning,
Healthcare, dental care, food, supplements, all of that.
Ms. Bohanna, would you like to take a stab at that?
I'm unsure of the question specifically.
Generally speaking, we keep hearing the administration is cutting SNAP programs and others. Just wondering how that population is being treated in Hamilton County.
Well, SNAP is not within my division. That's Department of Agriculture. WIC is continuing to function business as usual. That is within my division.
So we're good? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With that, 1125-22 passes.
1125-23, please.
Resolution 1125-23, a resolution authorizing the county mayor on behalf of Hamilton County, Tennessee, the Health and Social Services Division operating as the Hamilton County Health Department to sign a contract agreement with the Tennessee Department of Health in the amount of $12 million for the provision of primary care services to uninsured adults 19 to 64 years of age at the Birchwood Health Clinic.
Make a motion for approval?
Got a motion by Commissioner Baker, second by Commissioner Highlander. No lights, no one standing. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham? Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. 1125-23 passes. That takes us to Public Works and Zoning with Commissioner Highlander. You have one resolution, sir, 1125-24.
Resolution 1125-24, a resolution to amend the master list of roads and speed limits so as to accept the following district roads and to establish speed limits therefore: Canopy Circle and Longleaf Court.
I move to approve. Any discussion? Do the vote, please.
Got a motion by Commissioner Highlander and a second by,
I didn't get the second. Was it Chauncey?
Chauncey.
Okay, so I've got a motion by Commissioner Highlander, second by Commissioner Chauncey. No lights, no one standing. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. 1125-24 passes. Takes us down to Building and Economic Development Committee. Commissioner Shipley, you have three resolutions beginning with 1125-25, sir.
1125-25, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 1125-25, a resolution to authorize the county mayor to enter into and execute a contract with Franklin Associates Architects, Inc. for design of the Howard School indoor sports practice facility, including HVAC, theater, and fencing improvements for an amount not to exceed $803,475.
Motion approved.
Second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Shipley, and I've got a light. Commissioner Sharp.
Thank you, Chairman. Let me preface my question by saying I have no intention of not supporting this. I'm just curious, $800,000, what type of indoor sports facility, how large is this facility? It seems like an awful lot of money for design. I'm just, do we have
25,000 square feet.
25,000 square feet? Is this like a brick building or?
Mr. Lehman?
Well, we haven't designed it yet, but I mean, based on a budget, we've set kind of an initial budget. There are also three other components to that. We're doing some HVAC improvements in the existing school, also some theater modifications and fencing, security fencing. There's a need for that fencing. So there's multiple different items relative to this. But yes, the indoor practice facility, we've got it currently estimated at about a $5 billion facility.
$5 million.
So there may be, we may be able to brick it. We may not be able to. We'll step through that as we design it.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't necessarily anticipate that's going to be this expensive, $800,000?
No, the design contract will be. The
Oh.
design contract's based on a state fee curve, which we use for all of our A&E firm contracts, and it has to do with new construction, and also some renovation. But yes, the design contract is based on that construction budget, project budget.
Okay. All right, that's some more facility.
Are you good, sir?
I suppose so. Thank you.
Good as can be. Commissioner Graham, I saw your light. You're right. You done?
If he's good, I'm good.
All right, we've got a motion by Commissioner Graham, second by Commissioner Shipley. No lights, no one standing. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker?
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey?
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol?
Yes.
Commissioner Graham?
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander?
Yes.
Dr. Mackey?
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp?
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley?
Yes.
Chairman Smith?
Yes. Commissioner Graham, do you have a comment before we move on?
I just wanted to let my colleague, Dr. Mackey know that the money is in there for the theater project as well. That's what was in this resolution, just to make sure. He's been involved with me, meeting with the theater and trying to get things done. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that.
Thank you,
Thank you, sir.
All right, 1125-25 passes.
1125-26.
Resolution 1125-26, a resolution to amend Resolution 425-9 to add a road cut fee under Section 3B of the Highway Department fees.
Motion to approve.
All right, I've got a motion by Commissioner Shipley, second by Commissioner Graham. Commissioner Highlander, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Lehman, I want to be sure I've got this correct. On the road cut, that is for utilities. That's not for individual builders, or is it for individual builders too?
No, well, I mean, there may be situations where a individual developer or builder has to cut into the road. And anytime you cut into the road, we require it to be permanent. You have to be licensed to do that, to say, go out and tie into a potable water line. But this is mainly for that type of construction company or utility company that cuts within the county road.
That was my
This is the per-
understanding.
This is the permit mechanism. Homeowners, individuals like that would not be cutting public roads, so it would not involve them
Right, primarily for utility companies.
to tie into
Right, to tie
utility
in.
or to upgrade or repair utility lines within the roadway.
Okay, thank you,
Yes, sir.
sir. Appreciate it.
You bet. Now for the lights, roll call.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol,
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes,
Dr. Mackey, Commissioner Sharp.
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 1125-26 passes.
Resolution 1125-27, a resolution amending by reference the International Building Code 2018 edition published by the International Code Council for Hamilton County.
All right, got a motion by Commissioner Shipley, second by Commissioner Baker. The lights, roll call.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
yes,
Dr. Mackey,
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. All right, that takes us to the Finance Committee with Commissioner Eversol. You've got 5 resolutions beginning with 1125-28, sir.
1125-28, read captions.
Resolution 1125-28, a resolution to relinquish Hamilton County's interest in a 2010 Ford Expedition with 123,610 miles, co-titled with Hamilton County Stars.
Okay, make a motion to approve.
I've got a motion to approve Commissioner Eversol, second by Commissioner Shipley. The lights, roll call.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
yeah,
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 1125-28 passes.
1125-29, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 1125-29, a resolution authorizing the Highway Department to apply for a transportation planning grant from the Tennessee Department of Transportation.
Okay, make a motion to approve.
Got a motion by Commissioner Eversol, second by Commissioner Highlander. The lights, roll call.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey.
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
yes,
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley, Chairman Smith.
Yes. 1125-29 passes.
1125-30, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 1125-30, a resolution to reallocate the remaining allowance balance of $134,500 from the Courts Building Roof Replacement Project approved in Resolution 1124-22 to be used for other roof repairs at county-owned buildings using 2021 bond funds.
Okay, and Todd, we discussed this last week, so it's just, we're using this money to fix other roofs.
Yes, sir.
All right, make a motion to approve.
second,
All right. Got a motion to approve by Commissioner Eversol, second by Commissioner Helton. The lights, roll call.
Commissioner Baker.
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey. Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
yes,
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. 1125-30 passes.
1125-31, please.
Resolution 1125-31, a resolution approving the expenditure of hotel motel funds in an amount not to exceed $75,000 in support of the July 2026 250th Independence Day celebration for the Hamilton County Parks and Recreation Department, and authorizing the county mayor to sign any contracts necessary to implement this resolution.
Make a motion to approve.
Got a motion to approve by Commissioner Eversol, second by Commissioner Graham. No lights. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol.
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley,
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes, 1125-31 passes.
Okay, Madam Clerk, 1125-32.
Resolution 1125-32, a resolution to adopt the property tax freeze program with a local option income limit using census data, which adjusts the limit in all subsequent years by the annual cost of living adjustment for Social Security recipients on all applications for the senior tax freeze program and each year going forward.
With
Motion to
pleasure.
approve?
Second.
All right, got a motion to approve by Commissioner Sharp, second by Commissioner Graham. Commissioner Graham, I see your light.
I'd like to offer an amendment to this resolution, being that we're more than likely, at least in my mind, we're not gonna raise taxes next year. And it'll be a couple of years before the assessment. I'd like to see this go into effect, but not this January, but next. So January of 2027.
That's in the form of a motion, sir.
It is in the form of a motion, I'm sorry.
Is there a second? All right, we're gonna die for lack of second. Moving on.
Second.
All right, we've got a motion and a second for the amendment to change it to go into effect January 1st, 2027. Got a few more lights. I'm gonna keep moving through these. Commissioner Highlander?
Thank you, Chairman. May I ask Lee Browner some questions?
Absolutely, sir.
Lee, help me with some clarity here, please, sir. Obviously, I think it knows it has to be done 1 year prior. It cannot be done the year of a property tax increase, correct?
Yes, it has to be approved by December 31st
Of the prior
of the
year.
prior year.
Prior
Yes, sir.
year. Okay, that was my understanding. Do we have any idea how, now, don't get me wrong, I want to help the people in the greatest need. It's my desire to help those that have the need. But do we have any idea of how many people would potentially be involved in this county?
I had inquired with the city of Chattanooga regarding the numbers of people that are basically included in their tax relief program, which sets a limit of $37,530. And those that have applied and been accepted for the tax freeze program last year, which was 48,250. I will tell you, I was very surprised at the small number of people in that interval that had applied. Now, and my guess would be there are a lot more that would fit between the threshold of 37,000 and 48,250, but at least from the numbers we got from the city of Chattanooga, there was a very small, I think 154 qualified taxpayers within the city of Chattanooga had applied for tax freeze that were not eligible for tax relief. So that was a very small number. I don't think that's a very, I would be surprised if that's indicative of the numbers that would actually have income between those that level. To complicate this even further, the resolution we're considering today actually moves the income limit up to 60,000 or 61,920, I believe is what the rate is for 2025. I don't know how to get that number or whether there is a reasonable way to determine that, because the city of Chattanooga, again, they just adopted increasing their rate. So they have no statistics for anything above 48,250.
So ours is the 61 plus is the recommendation for this.
I believe that's what's in this resolution that you're considering today.
Is there, I hate to think out loud here, but is there any reason for us to do this now? We could do this next year and have more facts in front of us, could we not? If we're not going to do it, have a property tax increase, the mayor has said, and I believe him, that he's not going to ask for property tax increase. Several commissioners have made the statement they're not going to. And my feeling is that we won't next year. So we technically would have till December 31st of next year to gather information and have a reasonable response rather than doing it prematurely. Am I way off base here?
No, I would have a lot better estimate of the number of qualifying taxpayers based off the city of Chattanooga if they had time to operate during that year. And no, assuming no increase in taxes this coming year, there is no reason that I see to rush into this. And in fact, it would just generate additional administrative expenses for us in this fiscal year.
So this is just a comment, but I would assume that a lot of people in that price range are not property owners, but many of them are renters. And renters would not be positively affected by this, would they? It's only people that own the property.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, I think we need to do whatever we can to help the poorest of the poor. I really do. But I want to be thorough and understanding and know what's happening before I make a decision. So, but okay. Thank you, sir. I appreciate your input.
Yes, sir.
You're good, sir.
Thank you, Chairman.
Commissioner Shipley, I saw your light. Did you turn it off, sir? Turned it off. I got it. All right, Commissioner Eversole.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. This has been a huge conversation piece. I can tell you with phone calls, emails and stuff like that. There is some confusion around the two different programs because there is a tax relief and there is a, in front of us, a tax freeze. I've had people on both sides. People says don't, and people that saying let's protect our seniors. I will tell you, I am for making sure that we protect our seniors because they're the wisdom of our community and they're the ones that's got us here where we're at today. And I think we just need to do everything we can to protect them. My question is, I kind of want to piggyback on what Commissioner Hollander said. I don't want to rush through because is there any difference? I will not be voting if a tax increase comes next year. I won't be supporting one during budget time. I'll just be totally transparent. And I think other commissioners have said the same thing. My main question is, Lee, in your opinion, as being the chief financial officer of Hamilton County, would you recommend that we wait till next year before we look at this?
Again, based on the discussions that I've had also with the mayor and with certain of the commissioners about the likelihood of a tax increase next year or the non-likelihood of that, I would say, in my opinion, I see no benefit to passing the tax freeze this year. And so, yes, I would recommend against it solely because there's a cost involved. We will generate that cost. If y'all vote for the tax freeze this year, we will generate that cost, and I see no benefit to be garnered from that.
Even if this amendment says wait till January of 27, would there be a cost in this fiscal year?
I don't think there would be a cost this fiscal year, but again, I don't see a reason to do it now as opposed to next November or anytime next year. I don't see a real benefit to it, but if it doesn't go into effect until January of 27, I don't see a reason that we would start the program up effective of 2026.
I just don't want this used as a scare tactic, and I really feel like it's beginning to be used as a scare tactic with our seniors, because our seniors are pretty vulnerable. And I want to make sure that we protect them with that, because, you know, I trust the 11, 10 peers that sit with up here, because I think we all have, the best interest in what we approve for the county. When you see other incorporated parts of our county that's having tax increases, I don't see it happening within the county. So I'm proud of the 10 peers up here and how we've worked together on making sure we approve the things that's necessary. So, I would agree. We need to, this is something I'm kind of leaning, we just need to maybe push this thing to next year as we start seeing a better picture. The picture becomes clearer of the future, for our seniors. So that's all I got. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you, sir. Commissioner Baker.
Lee, I asked last week, if we increase the, current limit from 37,530 to 48,250, for the tax relief program, what did you find that would take?
Again, and I briefly discussed that earlier. I'd contacted the city of Chattanooga. There's only 154 people or qualified taxpayers that qualified for tax freeze that had incomes between 37,530 and 48,250. Again, based upon that number, if that were an accurate number and extrapolating that to the city or to the entire county, I think the cost would be very insignificant of increasing it to 48,250. Again, I'm only hesitant because I think that number, just anecdotally, I think that number surely seems small to me.
Yeah. So, but what is it referring to was the process to do that? The process to be able to increase that limit?
Well, the process would be, we would need to go to the state and request a private act to increase that amount.
Okay, and would that private act, if we did that, would that be its own private act, or would that open up any private act that we've done?
That may be a better question for our county attorney, but I don't understand why that would open up other private acts for question on that. But that's, county attorney, you may want to address that one.
I have no reason to believe that it would open up any other. I think it would be its own private act.
Okay, so we would have to work through our state delegation to be able to do that?
Yes,
which-
sir.
Which I would be in favor of. If we did the tax freeze, we would have a startup cost with or without it taking effect to have the right staff of, as I understand, 300,000 with an annual cost of 250,000. Is that correct? Or somewhere in that ballpark?
About 350 for the initial year is our
350.
estimate.
Okay, and then 250 every year after that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, I just think, based on the fact there's no history, we could, when we meet with our state delegation, we could ask them to improve and do a private act to increase it. That would give some relief. That would have nothing to do with the tax increase. It would just be able to help people be administered through the state. It would cost us no additional operating costs. Instead of paying 350 to start and 250 annually, it just seemed to me to make more sense.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Commissioner Highlander.
Thank you, Chairman. Commissioner Baker pretty well covered what I was about to ask, the process, and it would be a private act. And thank you for doing that. I do want to say too, that I think everyone out here wants to protect our most vulnerable seniors. As Commissioner Eversole said, we all want to. We want to do it the right way and be sure it's done equitably and fairly and in a fiscally sound manner. But I also do not plan to vote for a tax increase next year. So I really don't. I agree with the mayor on this. I think we can do without one right now. And if that's so being, we've got a whole year to work this out. But we do want to protect our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Lee, can I just get clarification, and my apologies if you made this clear earlier and I just didn't gather it. The 150 qualified, the 154 number that you mentioned as far as qualified, that is just the number between those two dollar amounts, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then the number of currently qualified at that, whatever the 37,350 number is, do you know what that number was? Number of people?
Again, this is for the city of Chattanooga
That's a
only.
good basis.
And, let's see. And just for clarification, I sent an email out to you guys with these numbers, but, yeah, basically the number of of Chattanooga taxpayers that qualified for tax relief and tax freeze was 1,478. So basically that would be 1,478 qualified for tax freeze or tax relief through the city of Chattanooga. And then you'd add on top of that 154 would be how many, again, qualified for just tax freeze.
Just the tax freeze.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
I just want to make sure that those that were listening, it wasn't that there were only 154, because I agree that did seem like a low number, but that is the difference.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I just wanted to clarify that point. All right. Oh, Commissioner Sharp.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I'm not sure, I took a few notes here in the conversation. I will point out, first of all, that I think it's great that we're having a conversation and that this conversation has been initiated here publicly. As I've said before, in conversation in neighborhood association meetings across my district, the most recent reassessment has been of substantial concern for many residents, particularly those that are over the age of 65, living on fixed income, some of which qualify for the tax relief program, some of which do not qualify for the tax relief program. So as investment firms and individuals from out of state continue to invest in our community and prices have skyrocketed, I think it is important for us to show our community that we're looking out for them. And we want them to be able to age in place in their homes if they so desire to. So I'm glad that we're having this conversation. I'm a little concerned about idea that there's some type of scare tactic. I'm not sure I understand that. But I will tell you what is frightening is when your tax assessment goes up 170%. That's frightening for a lot of people. I know it's shocking for me even. Mine didn't go up that high. It went pretty high. I know some of us up here had one that went up higher than that. But with the amendment in front of us currently from our colleague from District 11, there is zero cost involved this year. I understand that many people have said that there will be no tax increase this year, and that's great. But we don't know that, and I'm not suggesting that there will be. But this amendment isn't even about this year. It's about the following year. And I know that we have no crystal ball to be able to see that. So I appreciate Commissioner Graham for offering this amendment. I will say that the only calls, I've received a lot of calls too, emails, text messages, and the only calls that I have received from constituents and not just District 6, but I've gotten them from all over the county that have asked to not support this are those that believed that this tax freeze had no income requirements. They were concerned that, well, just because you're 65 doesn't mean, you can be 65 and make $1 million a year. You should be paying your taxes. And I agree with that. But there is an income requirement with this. So minus those, there's been no negative remarks. And I'm a little bothered by the comments like that there's no perceived benefit here. Those comments bother me. Coming from certain individuals that, have an annual salary, 6 figures, plush healthcare plans. I can see how this state of mind of knowing that your taxes aren't going to go up might not be perceived as a substantial benefit. But for the widower living off of Social Security, veteran, disabled, that peace of mind, to me, I believe would be a substantial benefit. Particularly, when so much misinformation is out there. People are uneasy. So, what I would say is that I appreciate the sentiment. Well, maybe we take this up next year. But I will also say that this time next year, I don't know which of us are going to be up here. Right? So we may not have the ability to put this safeguard in place next year. I've also heard the argument there's not been a lot of people participate in this, and I don't know the answer to this. So maybe I'm in trouble here, but I'm going to ask Chairman, if I may ask Mr. Browner a question.
Absolutely.
Mr. Browner, do you know how the tax relief program and the tax freeze program, how are they advertised? Is the information for registering for that on the tax bills when they're mailed out? Do you know?
I believe they are on those tax bills, both. Again, I live in the city, so I'm only
Right.
speaking specifically to that, but I believe those are inside the tax bills that give information, and the counties might even be stamped on the sheet, on the bill
Okay.
with information about tax relief.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. If we had, if this resolution were to pass and we schedule to enact a tax freeze next year, because next year we may not be able to do that, but a private act passes in the meantime, we could even reconsider this. But it would be too late to pass this, potentially. So those are my thoughts. Sorry it took me so long to get them out. But I appreciate the consideration. I will support the resolution. Initially, I did not. As it was coming out, I didn't think I would like the amendment, but I'll even support the amendment. Chairman, thank you for the time.
Sure. Commissioner Hilton.
Thank you, Chair. I've enjoyed the conversation and just sitting back and listening and knowing where I'm at and knowing where everyone else has put their position on a tax increase, at least for the foreseeable future. Commissioner Sharp, would you be willing to not table this, but defer it to a specific date out in the future? And in the meantime, over the next week or so,
come up with a resolution that we can vote on to signal or to ask the state delegation to look into increasing the threshold. There's no reason we can't do both, and it gives more time for Mr. Browner to put together good data. But in the meantime, we are taking action, not putting it on the table, but deferring it to a specific date.
Chairman, may I respond?
Please.
Do you have a date in mind?
Well, I think you have a valid concern about who will be sitting here. We can put the date prior to whenever. That way we can revisit it, since we were the ones who are, putting it out on deferral. If that's the will of the commission. Just throwing an option out there. But I think we need to take some action, and I think asking the state delegation to look at increasing the threshold. But
I think that, I think that's something that's workable.
okay. Mr. Grant, I'm sorry.
Still.
Mr. Graham, would you be willing to withdraw your amendment and move forward in this direction? Because it is your amendment.
Chairman,
Yes, sir. Sure.
Okay.
I mean, we're still moving towards the finish line, right?
I think so, and we're taking action, and we're going to get better information. We need to do what's best, for the county and for the seniors.
I agree.
But if we're not going to increase taxes in the near term,
It gives us time.
it gives us room to maneuver.
Mr. Chairman, I withdraw my amendment.
Commissioner Sharp, you were a second on that. Are you supportive?
I am supportive of the direction we're going here, and I'll withdraw my second. I would like to, it is, if I may, Commissioner Helton, are you offering this date certain in the form of a motion?
I can, but I think we need to figure out what that date is. I'm happy to motion or second. But I think get us out. Is July 31st workable for you?
What's our closest meeting date?
I mean, that's pretty,
I mean, that gives time to see where Chattanooga is going with theirs, and gives us some more accurate information.
if I may, Chairman, if our attorney, does this date seem appropriate?
It does, because I was also thinking about giving time for the tax bills to go out. And then allow Lee to gather all the data.
Does that do that? Does that give us enough time to actually see the number of tax bills?
Well, more the tax bill, the payments on this year's tax bills coming in. So yes, it would give us sufficient time if we did it second meeting in July or something to that effect.
Okay.
15, July 22.
I would like to offer a motion to delay it till July 15th, a date certain. And we can revisit it.
Second.
Just a moment. All right, so we've had the amendment withdrawn, so it is no longer on the table. We now have a motion to defer the original item to July 15, 2026. And I've got a motion and a second. Sorry, excuse me. I've got a motion by Commissioner Helton for that and a second by Commissioner Mackey. Is that correct? For the deferral. And I have a light, Commissioner Baker.
Yeah, just real quickly, Commissioner Helton, so the intent is obviously July 15th, but then also to recommend to our state delegation to increase that fee this coming session, correct?
That's my intent. That's what I would like to do with the support of all of you. Have a resolution drawn up, and next time around, next voting session. So we can send a letter to them to ask for their assistance in moving the number.
Should that be part of this resolution?
No,
Don't
Madam,
have to do that?
no, Madam
Okay.
Attorney, would you mind putting that resolution together for this body?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate the clarification.
And we'll have discussion with finance to see what that number needs to, to move it to. Okay.
Do you have another question?
Yeah, well, I do. I think it's important because this would be something good for us to bring up during the legislative breakfast. So I don't know, I can't recall off the top of my head what date that is. December 2nd.
We'll move fast.
That's great.
Very good, sir.
Good.
All right, I see no further lights. So what we have before us is to vote on the deferral of 1125-32 until July 15th, 2026. Roll call.
Commissioner Baker,
Yes.
Commissioner Chauncey,
Yes.
Commissioner Eversol,
Yes.
Commissioner Graham,
Yes.
Commissioner Helton,
Yes.
Dr. Highlander.
Yes.
Dr. Mackey.
Yes.
Commissioner Sharp,
Yes.
Commissioner Shipley.
Yes.
Chairman Smith.
Yes. All right, the deferral of item 1125-32 to July 15th, 2026 has passed. Thank you, gentlemen. That is the last item we have on our agenda for our order of business, which takes us down to announcements. Commissioner Shipley.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Commissioner Baker.
Thank you. Just real quickly, our Health and Human Services, or whatever we're called, committee met, and we
Take pride in that one.
like to thank the committee we reviewed the employee handbook. We will be bringing a recommendation forward, a positive one, on the December 3rd meeting. And then for those of you who are audit geeks, we have a audit committee meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. at whatchamacallit? McDaniel Building. Thank you. It's another one of those committees.
Whatchamacallit.
Thank you.
Good with that. All right, Commissioner Mackey.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, it was a real delight to hear the previous conversation where commissioners were working together in a good spirit to get something done. I hope we can do more of that.
Agreed. Commissioner Sharp.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Commissioner Helton.
Thank you, Chairman. Let's see, December 5th at 4:30, we're going to restart an old tradition that died off during COVID. We're going to do the Heritage Park Christmas tree lighting. My predecessor, she did it every year. Did a great job with it. So we're going to try to bring it back, bring some school kids out to sing some Christmas carols, and have some Little Debbies and donuts and hot chocolate. And I would love it if all of you would come out there and sing with me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. Commissioner Chauncey. All right, Commissioner Highlander.
Just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. We have so much to be thankful for in this country and in this county. And I am, and I'm thankful for my cohorts up here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Eversol.
Yeah, thank you, Chairman. I just want to echo my colleague when he said working together, because I think it's important, and I'll echo what said earlier about our seniors. We've got to make sure that we are taking care of our seniors. And so I'm glad to hear we're working on something so we do it the right way. There's in our rules, it says that a commissioner cannot say the prayer when we begin. And I think it's wrong. I'm a believer in faith, and I think personally, I think that if a commissioner wants to be able to open up our meeting and say the prayer, if it means breaking the rule, then I'll break the rule. I think this is a country is built on faith, with trust under God, and so I'll be the first one to break that rule. So, Mr. Chairman, if we can look at that rule for the future as we're looking at updating rules, I think that would be one that we definitely need to consider. And then happy Thanksgiving to everyone. we've got a lot to be thankful for in this great country we live in, this great county we live in. So thank you.
Agreed. Will do, sir. Commissioner Graham.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody here. Thank you for being here, our new time. Be safe for Thanksgiving. I know there's gonna be a lot of travel, a lot of family on the road. Be safe. Lookout Valley is actually having their first tree lighting. It's a tradition I hope that continues on, but I'm starting it this year. We have our Christmas parade on the 13th. And then we have a Christmas festival or craft show, whatever you want to call it, afterwards at the John A. Patton Center. And then that evening, around 4 o'clock, we'll have our first annual tree lighting. Thanks to Matt Folks for helping us get our tree. He's also got one for another area in my district, but I just throwing that out there if anybody wants to come out to Lookout Valley and hang out for our very first tree lighting. Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Chauncey, I saw your light come back up, sir.
Thank you, Chairman. I almost forgot. East Ridge, City of East Ridge is having their annual Christmas parade this Saturday. Starts at 6:30 and they start lining up at, on Germantown, on the corner of Germantown and Ringgold Road, and they go make their way down to, Tomers. So this Saturday at 6:30, Christmas parade. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, sir. Commissioner Highlander, do you have a light?
Yes, sir. Very briefly, I want to agree wholeheartedly with Commissioner Eversole. I will admit that I did break that rule a while back when we had a devastating family circumstances, and I broke it, and I did not ask permission. And if anyone wants to chastise me for that, I'm willing to take it. But I thought prayer was necessary, and it's a very important part of our lives. And I know I got to come twice as a minister before I was on the commission and give the prayer, and I enjoyed it both times. But if we've always called on someone in the audience, if we didn't have a minister here, I think it would be good if one of us could volunteer if there's not a minister available. So I would back up what Commissioner Eversole says totally. Thank you.
All right. Madam Clerk, I see your light, ma'am.
Yes, just some good news from the county clerk's office. Yesterday, we announced that we've installed 3 additional kiosks. So we now have 4 kiosks in Hamilton County. We've partnered with Food City. Those are located on Hickson Pike, Dayton Boulevard, at the end of Highway 58 and Relocation Way. So that allows people to renew their tags 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Excellent. Thank you. Attorney Varnell. Mayor Walt.
I just want to remind everybody that Commissioner Highlander, there's also a minister. So you go trying to stop this man from praying, you get all sorts of problems. He'll just change hats on you. And then you have a wrestling coach, then you really got a problem. Tuesday is our Christmas tree lighting, which has become a fun night, a warm night with a lot of county employees bring their families, and you go out there today and see a lot of work from maintenance and parks and recreation already that is getting the lawn ready for that tradition. And Chairman Smith and I invite all of you, if you're not yet with family or traveling for Thanksgiving, to come and be with us Tuesday evening. I think the festivities start around 4:30, and when the sun sets, some kid will turn the lights on.
All right. Thank you, sir. Reminder for me, next week, there will be no meeting. So happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And Commissioner Baker wishes you happy Thanksgiving as well. You bet. Caught that from down there. All right. With that, we will move to the public. Anybody from the public wishing to address this body, please line up on the wall. You will have 3 minutes. And please begin with name and address.
Founders of Save Enterprise South Nature Park. I've met with a few of you. Thank you. I work in land stewardship and I'm conservation for land trusts. So I work with deeds that are restricted in perpetuity all the time. And they are integral to the conservation of green spaces, priority habitats, and precious places around the country. And there's a reason why these deeds are restricted in perpetuity, and it's precisely to prevent exactly what is being attempted at Enterprise South Nature Park. When the federal government gave Hamilton County and the city of Chattanooga the land that would become Enterprise South Nature Park through the National Park Service's Lands to Parks program, there's a reason why it was done with that kind of deed. to protect the land forever. We often think that 10 to 20 years is a long time, but it's just a drop in the bucket when looked through the lens of perpetuity. No one can predict the future, and the protections placed on land using a restricted deed like this serve a particular purpose: to protect the land from any kind of encroachment that may come in the near or distant future. So here we are, 20 years later, after 2,800 acres at Enterprise South Nature Park were placed in permanent protection. And there is now a formulating plan to start carving out hundreds of acres of wildlife habitat, recreational space to accommodate a road project and industrial development. We've been told that by giving up some of the land at Enterprise South, it would result in a net gain of protected space in Hamilton County by protecting McDonald Farm. But that's not the point. The reality, as soon as you remove permanent protections from a piece of land, even if they are placed at another location, those protections then become meaningless. You've shown everyone that they can be lifted and moved at will. It sets an alarming legal precedent and sends the clear message that our green spaces and protected lands are up for grabs. It sends the message that these lands aren't and won't be protected in the future. If we're ready to say that our permanently protected green spaces are up for grabs now, it sets something in motion that none of us should really be ready to set in motion. Where will it be next? There's no reason to develop and destroy pristine green space, let alone when it's federally protected, when there are so many brownfields around that could be repurposed. Impactful activities should remain on already impacted land. We support protecting McDonald Farm. Residents closer to there deserve a magnificent green space, but it should not and cannot come at the cost of protected land elsewhere in the county. Not a single acre at ESNP should be used outside of its intended use as recreation or conservation in perpetuity. Thank you.
Thank you. Just one moment before you get started, ma'am.
Okay.
Commissioner Graham?
Mr. Chairman, my question's for you. I appreciate this part of the meeting, but since the resolutions are over and it's getting dark outside, can our staff or anybody on the staff that wants to leave, would it be all right if they just left? They're not necessarily have to hear these comments, do they? I mean, if we get them to their car before dark.
If any of our staff have an issue, then I think that is probably fine. However, it'd be great if we could just finish this meeting, sir, and be on our way.
Well, I just want to set a precedent going forward that they could leave by the time we get.
And I don't want to set a precedence going forward that people can just leave before the end of the meeting. Ma'am, please go right ahead. Name and address.
Thank you. My name is Kelly Sullivan, 2300 Talking Leaves Drive, Ooltewah. I want to go on record as being opposed to the removal of deed protections for Enterprise South Nature Park. I also oppose building the Hilltop Drive extension through the nature park. On August 6th of this year, this commission voted unanimously in favor of Resolution 824-7, authorizing the expenditure of over $1.5 million to fund the design of an extension road from Hilltop Drive. A Local 3 news article today indicates they are waiting for responses from each of the commissioners regarding how this road extension relates to the deed restriction swap proposal. Also, according to the Chattanooga Times Free Press in an article this past Saturday, and I quote, "Commissioners did not respond to questions sent Wednesday morning asking if any of the 11 members of the panel knew they were funding the design of a potential road through the nature park." This seems like a very simple question, one that should be easy to answer, and I don't understand the reluctance to answer this question. I believe your constituents and the media have a right to know. Well, there's no time like the present, gentlemen, and Mr. Chairman, I respectfully request at this time, through a show of hands by the commissioners, how many were unaware this road design would cut through Enterprise South Nature Park when they cast their vote for this resolution. So a raised hand would indicate you are unaware.
Ms. Sullivan, I appreciate that, but that's not the time. This is not a back and forth. This is an opportunity for the public to address this body, not for the body to respond.
Right, I understand, and that's an interesting response in and of itself. I would urge the commission to temporarily halt work on the road extension design and properly inform the public that this road goes through nature park land. I would also be transparent that the road is also intended to support economic growth in Hamilton County, not just traffic congestion relief as the public has been led to believe. The public should then be provided adequate time to provide feedback to this commission. And then I urge another vote be taken by this commission on this road extension design project. Thank you for your time
Thank you, ma'am.
and happy Thanksgiving.
Hello, gentlemen.
Good
My-
evening.
Hi, my name is Ellen Abig. I live at 2529 Alpine Bluff Trail. To expand on the Enterprise Nature Park dilemma here, I was wondering, and I know this is not a back and forth, but if there were publicly, public studies done about how this would affect the natural landscape of the park, how it will affect the aesthetics, how it would affect the ecosystem of Hamilton County. And if there is studies that were done, how do we see those?
Short answer.
Yeah.
I would get with your commissioner directly so they can make sure to get that information for you.
Okay. I will do that. And thank you very much, gentlemen, and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Good evening. My
Good
name
evening.
is Curtis Lancaster. I live at 2236 Tanner Boulevard. I appreciate y'all moving the time so I can get out to my first county meeting. I look forward
Welcome.
to talking to my councilman, County Commissioner Mackey. Happy Thanksgiving. And thank you for moving the meeting. And y'all have a good
Thank you, sir. All right, seeing no further comment and no other business, we will be in recess until December 3rd at 4 p.m. Kelly, we're in recess. I said, we're in recess. Go ahead.